What's good, y'all? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm gonna head back to Ross because Ross is starting to restock with a lot of heat. So if you guys enjoy these type of Ross videos, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get it.
Cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner.
Alright, y'all, so we in the men's section as usual, and the first pair of shoes I came across was this pair of Hardens. These aren't the Hardens that I've been selling a lot lately. These are just the LS2 lace-ups, so these aren't necessarily like the big money makers, but I'm definitely going to pass on those because after checking the comps, I don't think they were worth it. Next, I came across a pair of these Adidas Iniki Boost in all red, but they were asking 45 bucks, and I was selling them at one point, but that's when I was able to get them for like $22, brand new in box. Next up, we got a pair of these Roshi golf shoes, and they're selling decently right now, but I picked them up for a lot cheaper when I was selling them, so I have to pass on those. Now, next, we got a pair of these Huarache Drifts, and these are actually really dope for the personal collection, but for 50 bucks, I don't think it might be smart enough to resell these. I might have to do some more research on those, but as of right now, I don't think I'm going to scoop those up. Now, this is my first time finding this pair of Jordan baseball cleats, and these are the Jordan 11's, and a ton of other resellers have been picking this up, so I might have to wait until I actually let these go, but these were only 25 bucks in a size 10, so I'm definitely just going to wait until the right buyer comes along, because I know right now the market is definitely flooded in these, and it's going to be a race to the bottom pretty soon. Now, next up, we got some more golf shoes, 20 bucks. These are pretty dope. I don't think I'm going to be picking these up though, because even though some golf shoes are still selling really well, for 20 bucks, I might be able to sell it for 40 if I'm lucky, so I'm going to pass on those too. Now, this is a pair I know a lot of people was picking these up at one point. The value on these have kind of dipped down a lot since everybody else was grabbing them up. Right now, they're selling for like 70 to 80 bucks, so I'm going to have to pass on them, especially since they were 50. But if I was able to get them on clearance, better believe I was going to be scooping those up. Next up, we got a pair of these Alpha Bounce Instincts, and I've been seeing these pretty often in Ross in a bunch of different colorways. These are dope for the personal, but the resale value on these are definitely not high enough for me to want to spend 50 bucks on those, so I'm going to have to pass. Next up, we got another pair of these, I believe these are Zoom Fly SPs. I've been selling those pretty well, but not for 50 bucks. I've been trying to find these for a little cheaper in some of the Nike outlets, and I'm not going to say it's a super popular shoe, especially that colorway. That colorway is tough. Maybe all black might have sold a lot better, so I'm not going to grab those up. Now, this was a shoe that I had to take a closer look at because sometimes the comparable value when it comes to that price tag that Ross puts on there, it could be very deceiving. Now, this said the comparable value is like 90 bucks, and even though that might be the case, it's definitely not going to resell for that much, so I had to put those back. Now, this was a dope pair of cleats. I've been selling a few football cleats lately because I usually, like, sometimes I would pass on them depending on the size, but these are a really good size, and it's only 20 bucks, so I might be able to let those go for maybe 70 to 80 dollars. So I'm going to take a chance on these, and to get rid of that silver marker on the bottom, I tell you guys all the time, I use a glue gun to get that off. Now, I'm going to check these out. I'll give these a closer look. These are a pair of Adidas Superstars, but they actually have boost on the midsole, which will make these shoes super comfortable. Drop a comment if you guys are familiar with the Superstars being really uncomfortable, but with the boost technology, it makes it that much better. Now, with all that being said, I still had to check the comps on these, and the comps were looking kind of strong. I was seeing some for like 60 bucks. Then I seen a few pairs sell for over 100. So I'm gonna have to do some more research and check it out a little deeper. But as of right now, I'm definitely gonna be holding those in the cart. Now, next up, we got a pair of these Huaraches, and I love finding Huaraches in Ross. They're usually anywhere between 40 and 50 bucks, and as long as it's a solid colorway like this one, I usually always pick them up. So I'm gonna be scooping those up today too. Next up, we got a pair of these, I believe these are the ISPA Reacts, and this is a really dope colorway. I'm actually going to try these on and see if I should keep these in my personal collection because I don't have any React shoes, and I know these are super comfortable and people always talk about it. So I'm going to have to check these out for myself. What's good, y'all? Quick reminder, my live shows are every Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I usually stay on there for about an hour. So if you guys have any reseller or entrepreneur questions, definitely join that chat because I usually stay on there for about an hour every Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'll see you guys then. Peace. Alright, y'all, so we in store number 2, and the first pair I came across that looked kind of dope was this pair of BYW lows, and these don't necessarily sell for good money at all. These have been sitting in the outlets for a while. They're very cheap on eBay right now too, so I had to pass. Next up was another pair of some golf shoes, but those are really cheap. Now drop a comment if you guys were able to grab up any pairs of these golf shoes when they were $6. For 35 it's not worth it, but when I was seeing them for $6 when the Ross first opened, I was picking those up all day long. So this one is a pair of Adidas Boost HDs. Really dope looking shoe, but the resale value just wasn't looking too good for those, so I had to put those back. Same thing that goes for those other pair of Instincts. Now this is a really dope shoe. If I can find this in my size, I'm definitely going to pick this up. I really do like it for myself. 45 bucks, but overall the resale value on these LX cons are not really strong at all. Those are also in the outlets in my area, so I had to pass on those. Now the next two was some interesting finds. I came across some, like, I guess you could call them Team Jordans. I don't usually sell these and I usually don't pick them up in Ross, but just the fact that I was able to see a couple, I figured I'll just put them on camera so you guys can check them out, especially if you guys hoop. These are definitely some good hooping shoes, but for me, the comps were just not there. I think they were asking 60 bucks for those shoes, and they were selling for just about 80, so not enough profit in there for me, and they probably might sit for a very long time, so I had to put those back. Now here I came across a pair of these Flight Elevation 23s, and these are, to me, these are pretty dope in my opinion. I don't usually pick up Team Jordans, especially for the personal collection, but I thought these were dope. Now after checking the comps were kind of all over the place. I seen some sell for as much as like 100 plus, then I seen some sell for like 70, so I really wasn't sure on those, so I ended up passing on them. But drop a comment if you guys would have picked them up, at least for the personal or to resell. Now here's a pair of Vandal Supreme highs, and this colorway was really dope. That's why it stood out to me. And same thing with these shoes. The comps were kind of tough. I seen a lot of them sell for 50 bucks, especially if it didn't include the box. So I also passed up on those, but like I said before, drop a comment if you guys would have took a chance on those to resell, or if you would have just picked it up for the personal collection, because in my opinion that colorway was really fire. Alright y'all, so I hit up the clothing section really quickly, and this was probably some of the best pieces I could find. I didn't pick up any of these because the resale value wasn't good, but I seen the comps for these and they were selling for about 40 to 45 bucks, and they were selling this jersey for 30 bucks. So for me it just wasn't worth it, but I wish I was able to find some dope basketball, maybe football, or even some hockey jerseys, but I just wasn't that lucky today. Alright y'all, so we are back in the crib, so let me show you guys what I picked up and how much I think it'll actually sell for. This is a pair of Nike Reacts, and these are the ISPAs. These should sell for about 100 bucks, maybe 110, but since I don't have the box, I think I'll probably just list it for 100 bucks just so I can save that money on fees. And these should, now they might take a while to sell, but we'll see, because I've been seeing them sell at a decent rate so far on eBay. Next up, you guys already seen these baseball cleats. These are the Jordan 11 baseball cleats, and I've been seeing a ton of these. I've been seeing a lot of other resellers pick these up. This is the only one I was able to find in my area so far, so I'm gonna price mine on the higher end and just pretty much wait until everybody else sells out on theirs. And that's something I usually do when it comes to Ross finds, because in the very beginning it's a ton of people that try to sell theirs, and especially since these are only 25 bucks, some people might list them really cheap. But for me, I'm gonna price mine probably like 100 plus, maybe 120, 130, and wait until the right buyer comes along. So I'll let you guys know how that plays out. Next up is a pair of Huaraches, and these are in a really dope tan colorway, and should definitely be selling really well during the summertime. These are, I seen comps on these sell for about 100, maybe 120, and I usually sell, anytime I can find Huaraches, I usually do price them a little higher. So this one should definitely sell for at least 100 bucks. And once again, since it is a pair of athletic shoes, I'll definitely be saving that money on the fees. And next up is a pair of these cleats. These are in this dope green and white colorway, and I've been selling a ton of cleats lately. I actually picked up 2 pairs. This is a pair that I've sold in the past for about 75 bucks, and that sold in about 3 days, so I just decided to grab up another pair. And this one in particular, since this one is pretty dope, I'll probably list it maybe 70, maybe 80 bucks and see how well it does. And both of these were $20 a piece, so that should be some good profit, especially since they were only 20 bucks. And last but not least is a pair of these James Hardens in this type of cool gray colorway. I've sold the red and white pair before for 75, so I'm probably gonna price these maybe a little more expensive, because I've been seeing the comps on the gray colorway sell for a little more money. So I might not be able to list it for 100, but I'll price it a little little higher and see how well that sells for. Alright y'all, that's all I have for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget, my live shows are every Thursday 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Mood just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit.